I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, well, I know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home with you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home with you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
Is a production of Benny Broadcasting of the Ozarks. Welcome to an electrifying night of Osage Indians basketball. It's time for the pregame show on your Indians hometown radio station, Cool 102.7.
And welcome everyone to another presentation of School of the Osage High School Sports. I am Craig Allen alongside Steve Adams. Maya back in the studio for us today, as it is Saturday matinee game here in Eugene, Missouri, the 38th annual Eugene tournament. It is championship day, and the Osage Indians are in the third place game of this tournament, taking on the St. Elizabeth Hornets. Osage coming off a win on Wednesday night over Russellville, a pretty lopsided win for the School of the Osage Indians, and then ran into a tough Eugene Eagle team on Thursday night, came up short in that one, and that is how they found themselves here in the third place game. Thursday night, Steve, Osage took on Eugene. We've talked a lot about Eugene and just kind of in the lead up and during that game about how that's a team that's built to make a deep run in the postseason. And it kind of felt like Osage was with them tit for tat until that third quarter when Eugene was just kind of able to start pulling away and keep Osage at arm's length.
Yeah, every quarter counts, but we were really hanging with them up to that point. I saw a lot of good things. Again, it's possible we'll see Eugene again later in the season. It'll be interesting to see kind of how we grow and how we can use that as kind of a standard of measurement of our growth moving forward in the season. I felt like, Osage has nothing to hang their heads about for that loss. They played well. They represented themselves well, and hopefully they learned a little bit about themselves and just can get better there.
Let's take a look at the top scorers against Eugene on Thursday night. Blake Harrison led the way with 19, and then Andrew Gruce chipped in 9. Maverick Trusty, Lane Stokes, and Jackson Long all had 6. So not the same scoring output that we saw on Wednesday night, but Harrison doing yeoman's work down low with 19. And he has kind of been the standout star for this Indian team overall here early on. You said he's leading some other statistical categories just besides points.
Yeah, statistically, he shows up really in every category. Of course, he's one of our rebound leaders. He's right up there with assists. He's leading us in minutes, just minutes played. So he's having an impact in the game statistically just across the board. I think you could argue from those numbers that in our first, 3 games are here, he's looking like the best all-around player. We'll see how that evolves as the season continues.
Let's take a look at the points leaders for the tournament as a whole for this week, and Harrison leading the way on that one as well with 36. Gruce has 23 this week. The bigs have played big for School of the Osage. Trusty with 19, Long with 17, and DePay started out strong against Russellville with 10. Struggled to get anything going offensively on Thursday night. He's got 13 for the tournament as a whole.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see, DePage is in that tough position where he's got to create his own opportunities as our point guard. Got in a little foul trouble, I think, the other night that that hurt him a little bit. I think a thing that kind of kept us from staying in that game the other night is that we struggled from the perimeter, right? We did a lot of things good. Blake Harrison leading us there, points in the paint. But then some of our shooters who normally you count on to have higher percentages just really struggled. And they were making some big shots, the Eagles were, and we were failing to convert those and create a little space. Hard to stay with them.
Defensively, the Indians really kind of kept up with the Eugene Eagles. Offensive rebounds were a big thing. Early on, we talked about how Eugene was really cleaning up on the offensive glass, and that kind of helped them walk that lead out there in the first half. And Osage just unable to get back into it. It was 11-2 to start, or 11-3 to start, I think. And Osage just really struggled to get back into it. They got the lead down to 2 or 3 a couple times, and then they wound up just kind of being kept at arm's length. A double-digit win down the stretch, a 12-point win for Eugene on Wednesday night. But tonight, a rematch from last year, I believe in this very game as well, against the St. Elizabeth Hornets. Last year, St. E coming out with, I believe, what was a 6-point win in that one, 6 or 7 points. Again, though, Osage graduating one player, bringing back their core. This is a game that they want back, and they want to take home that third-place trophy here tonight.
For sure. Yeah, you're right. We just kind of followed the same path at this point that we did last year in this tournament. I think actually that first game we had a win against Lynn and then lost to Eugene and then faced St. E just like we're facing them here tonight. A team, St. E, that finished with a record of 17-13. And they're averaging so far this year 77 points a game, giving up 58. Our averages are we're scoring about 67 points a game and limiting our opponents to 48. And St. E's, they've won the last couple competitions here over the last few years, and I think what is our record overall? 4-3, I think, in their favor as far as the history goes. But when you look at, and I know you're skeptical of the transitive property of just comparing common opponents, we've both played Russellville here.
Yeah, I saw that.
And we had a 36-point win over Russellville. They had a 19-point win over Russellville. I don't know how much you can take from that, but I think you can at least take these two teams will be competitive.
I think that's the case here tonight that we are going to see. I think these top 4 teams in this tournament are all relatively close to one another. Championship game later on tonight is going to be a battle of Eagles as Eugene will take on Southern Boone County, a tri-county conference team, a team we'll see later on this season. And they had their hands full with St. Elizabeth on Thursday night. We got a chance to watch the end of that game, really the second half of that game, as we led up to Eugene and Osage, and they were very evenly matched. And I think Osage is kind of right there with them. It'd be great to bring home the third-place trophy here tonight with a victory over St. Elizabeth. That was something that the Osage Lady Indians couldn't quite get in the game just before this one as they fell to the Lynn Lady Wildcats. Osage bringing home 4th place, but a pretty strong showing from them.
Yeah, it was good to get a chance to watch our Lady Indians, and I look forward to seeing them in action here this next week at Mizzou Arena on Saturday afternoon. Of course, Coach Volkart in his first year here as leading our girls basketball program, so want all kinds of good things for him in that transition. They had some transition, right? What we've had. Volkart is our 3rd coach in maybe the last 4 years or so, just with some change between Roland to Hunziker to Volkart now. So it's hard sometimes to have some real consistency when you have changes in leadership like that. But Coach Volkart, he's in our middle school, good teacher, good man, good leader for our girls, and I look forward to seeing them grow and have some success in the future.
Yeah, and if you're watching along at MoSportsZone.com, you can see on the stream right now our next broadcast will be from the Norm Stewart Classic on Wednesday, and we will carry both the Osage Indians and the Osage Lady Indians on Wednesday. They play back-to-back. That is a 3 o'clock start time, with the boys taking on the Dixon Bulldogs and the Lady Indians taking on the Fox Warriors, and we'll have the call for you right here on 102.7. No promises on the MoSportsZone stream. I don't know what their rules are as far as like the video streaming up there, but we're going to try and bring that to you. I've got a special gift for Steve on Wednesday whenever we get there. Steve, I know you're not feeling 100% tonight, but it's got to make you feel good that we are going to be right down there on the court at the scorer's table on Wednesday.
That'll be fun. That'll be a good time. I remember being there last year, and we were kind of up. That was kind of a unique and good view. It's just an interesting experience because you're not there at Mizzou when it's full of fans cheering for the Tigers. It's, mostly an empty arena there when you're watching them play. So it's just eerily quiet there. It'll be fun there to be right courtside watching the action here just a few feet. going back and forth in front of you.
Yeah, and that's on Wednesday. If you got a chance to come up and watch School of the Osage at the Norm Stewart Classic, I really implore you to do so. It is a very unique and fascinating experience to see School of the Osage play in that setting. It seems so wide open. Of course, after you're playing 3 games in Eugene, anything seems more wide open than here than when the fans are right on top of you. But that'll be on Wednesday, the doubleheader at the Norm Stewart Classic. 3 o'clock and 4:30, the Indians play, and then the Lady Indians play back-to-back. This has been the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show up here in the Kelly's Port Marina press box area. I can't really say it's a press box.
It's definitely not a box of any kind.
And I wouldn't call this the press, if I'm being honest with you. And of course, stream live up on MoSportsZone.com. You can check it out there and follow along, as well as listening right here on Cool 102.7, or just download the MoSportsZone app, folks. It's got Steve Adams' face on it. You can't miss it. You look up MoSportsZone, you see Steve's face, and then you know you're good to go. You can watch all kinds of local area action. Colton is covering 4 games in the Tipton tournament today.
Simultaneously.
Yeah, at the same time. Can you imagine?
Impressive. Such a talented man.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Starting lineups about to be introduced for St. Elizabeth and the School of the Osage Indians. Steve.
Blake Harrison getting the start tonight. No surprise there. Lena Childs, number 3, the menace, the magician, Maverick Trusty, the facilitator, the catalyst, Dane DePay, and Jackson Long.
Tentative tough bucket getter, TTBG.
Yeah, we just haven't landed on a couple nicknames.
Just
there.
not quite there yet with it, you know. Starting for the Hornets, a senior, Noah Chipman, as well as Nick Heckemeyer, another senior. Gavin Williams, as well as, no, that's also Gavin Williams. Ryan Hodge, I think he's only out there once. And Blake Wabi. That is 5 seniors on the floor for the Hornets. Steve, you ever had to deal with Hornets?
Oh, I have a story about Hornets.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Finally.
It's never a good story when you're telling a story about Hornets.
Finally, a good Hornets story. Opening tip controlled by the Hornets. And they'll start out with the basketball here against the Indians. This is Williams with it up top. Osage out in man-to-man defense. And that's a travel. Drug that pivot foot. And James Naismith said that's a travel back in the day.
You can't do that, as the young kids say these days.
You're a young kid.
Oh, man.
Full court pressure from the Hornets. Kicked up ahead. This is Long. His three-pointer is up, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped around, and St. Elizabeth comes up with it. Back the other way, behind the back. Osage out, still in man-to-man here. Ball goes in the corner, three-pointer up, no good. Weak side rebound, chase down. Landon Childs has it, and the Hornets immediately get into their full-court pressure off a missed basket. DePay quickly back the other way. Scoop shot up off the glass and good. Osage first on the board, 2-0 against St. Elizabeth.
One thing I've liked to see from these Indians here is they've done a pretty good job handling the full court press, I feel like, no matter who their opponent is.
7 minutes left to go here in the first quarter, brought to you by U.S. Disaster Restoration. Chipman gives it out. St. Elizabeth will set up their offense here. Williams back over to Chipman. Gets a screen. St. Elizabeth trying to throw a little float pass over for the big guy, Heckemeyer.
Floated right out of bounds.
Yeah. Floated like a butterfly, and that turnover stung like a bee. Or a hornet, I guess.
Oh,
Harrison back behind the defense. Nobody on him. And that is an easy 2 points for the Blake Show.
All by his lonesome down there.
The cameraman couldn't pan down there quick enough without causing an earthquake here. This is Chipman with it. He's working on DePay. 4-0 Osage up and looking for a backdoor cut that wasn't there. Good off-ball defense from Jackson Long. Ball thrown out of bounds. And that's a turnover back to the Indians.
Saney trying to force some things down here in the paint that just aren't It's coming together.
Maverick with it. Gives it up in the middle of the floor. This is DePay. He's surrounded by a couple Hornets. Now walks it up. Nobody steps up to him. His three-pointer is up and good. The triple from DePay and Osage, who has traditionally been a slow start team the first 3 games of this season, comes out with a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter.
Dane DePay with 5 of those 7.
Already more points than he had against Eugene, Steve. That's a sign you love to see tonight.
He was listening to that pre-show. He didn't appreciate it at all.
He's heard you say it, not me. Referees convene. They're going to say it's staying here with St. Elizabeth. So a weird inbound angle. Steve, you know I'm fascinated with these. Fascinated with these weird inbound angles. They get it in, goes back into the corner, three-pointer up, no good. Weak side rebound down, no good. Landon Childs rips it down for the Indians. Now he wants to move up the floor. That ball knocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with Osage, and it'll be a sideline inbound coming up. 7-0 in the first quarter. 5:36 left to go here. Brought to you by U.S. Disaster Restoration. DePay with it. He's got 5 here early on. Hands it off to Long. Over to Trusty. Looking to go inside. A little bit clogged right there. Harrison has it. 15 feet. Goes into his man. Puts it up. No good. Ball knocked out of bounds. They're going to say off Blake. It'll go back to St. Elizabeth. Tough shot there. Harrison looked like he was trying to initiate some contact, but St. E did not go for it.
Yeah, I like the confidence. I like the aggressive move there. It just couldn't execute, couldn't convert.
St. Elizabeth with the basketball, down by 7 here early on. Into the lane, spin move, goes right over DePay. And that's a situation there, Steve, where DePay just wasn't quite set fully. He was there, he was in position for it, but just wasn't able to draw the contact full.
First foul of the night. First foul, of course, on DePay.
Free throw coming up. This is Heckemeyer, and it is good. Puts St. Elizabeth on the board. 7-1. One more coming up for Heckemeyer, and he gets that one to go. 7-2 with the full court pressure now. DePay dealing with it. Kicks it up ahead to Harrison, back behind the defense. Trying to go across the lane to Long, but that pass is picked off. Now coming back the other way are the Hornets.
I like the selfless play. I like, what he was trying to do. Just saying he was all over it.
Tough shot up on the rim, no good. DePay down with the weak side rebound. Still dealing with that full court pressure. He beats 3 men, beats the 4th, kicks it off to Harrison. Harrison lost his footing. I think they're going to say he traveled, and that's what they're going to call there. Kind of had to shuffle his feet right as he caught it, and it winds up being a turnover. Still 7-2 here, 4:46 left to go in the first quarter, brought to you by U.S. Disaster Restoration. St. E trying to figure out this Osage defense here early on. Long on defense up top. Kicks it out in the corner. Heckemeyer has it. His three-pointer is up and good. So 5 for Heckemeyer. He has all 5 for St. Elizabeth. DePay able to just beat that pressure. Back behind the defense. This is Long. Beats his man. Gives it up top to Childs. Childs dribbles in. Nobody steps to him. Takes some contact. No call. Layup no good. Rebound down to the Hornets. Back the other way they come. Dribbling in. One-on-one. Up off the glass. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Off Osage. Stays here with the Hornets. A lot of contact down there with no call, Steve.
The Hornets climbing right back into this one after a deficit of 7-0.
Yeah, 7-0 run from Osage has turned into.
Osage struggling with some turnovers here.
Childs called for the foul as he tried to fight through that screen.
We got our first subs out here for Osage tonight. We got Northrop and Gruce and Stokes coming in. Looks like Stokes and Childs and Trusty are going to take a breather.
Long, Childs, and Trusty will take a breather.
Oh, thank you.
This is your Jordan flu game, Steve. I believe in you. And I don't even like Michael Jordan.
Oh, baloney.
I was a Utah Jazz fan growing up.
There's a travel.
Yeah, a travel before the three-pointer is made. So that prevents St. E from taking the lead. Jordan took 2 titles from Stockton and Malone, Steve.
Okay, but are you? Where do you land on the GOAT debate?
I got 9 of them. Stokes to Gruce underneath. Gruce fights it up and in. Tough shot from Gruce. Comes down with it. I think it's Jordan just by a hair over LeBron, but it's closer than people want to imagine it is. Baseline, working against two defenders. Ball on the deck. Fight for it, and Northup and Heckemeyer are tied up.
What are we
and
saying
that'll go
here?
back to School of the Osage.
Jump ball there.
What if they made him jump like they do in the pros?
I love it. Why not? Why did we? Just a time phase. It's kind of boring to watch jump ball after jump ball, I suppose.
That's true. There probably are more jump balls at lower levels than in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'll look into those stats. Full court pressure, and that's a foul way away from the ball. That's Brady Kimna.
Certainly making calls like that is going to be helpful for Osage.
Yeah, indeed.
Cause them to loosen up a little bit on their defense.
9-5, 3:36 left to go here in the first. Harrison and DePay. Now Harrison throwing it down the floor, and they're going to say...
Just a little confusion on who that pass was going towards. I think it was intended for Lane Stokes, but I think he thought maybe someone behind him was going to receive that.
Doesn't matter. The cameraman missed it, so good call by you. Into the lane. Oh, splits the defender. Gets a shot up the glass. His own rebound and put back. That's Gavin Williams. Harrison. Left to right. Beats the press. Gives it off to DePay. Osage will set up their offense up by 2. 3 minutes left to go here in the first. Harrison to DePay. He'll step into a triple.
Oh.
He gets it to fall. DePay having a great first quarter here.
8 points for DePay. 2 of those are trays. They're looking sharp. I wonder if there's a little conversation between last game and this game. Be a little more aggressive offensively, Dane.
Now Northup comes up with the steal, puts the shot up on the rim. No good, but Stokes there for the rebound and the putback. Nice defense there from Northup and good finish from Stokes. Three-pointer up from the Hornets, and it's good. So they get an answer there out of Kyson Green, a sophomore. DePay, he's doing a great job beating this full court pressure, Steve.
Just all by himself.
Just dealing with it. Ball goes in the corner. Three-pointer is up. Back iron, no good. Rebound comes down to the Hornets. They kick it up ahead. Osage gets back on defense. Ball goes into the corner. Three-pointer up. I think he might have got a piece of that one. Gruce comes down with the rebound. Lost a handle on it. Ball on the deck. And bodies just flying in there, Steve. Looks like you when the buffet used to be open.
They close it? What?
They said too many injuries. You just knocking people around at the buffet.
I don't get to go to buffets anymore ever since I got married about 28 years ago.
Look at this bruise. This is from the buffet the other night, from you. Went to the hospitality room. You know, there's enough food for everyone in there, right?
I don't know.
I guess not.
Can't guarantee that.
Good tip there from Harrison, and DePay comes down with the steal. Now back the other way come the Indians with a 4-point lead. DePay into the lane, splits a defender, float shot up and good. DePay in double digits here in the first quarter for the Indians, 16-10, 1:28 left to go in the quarter.
He is the star of the night so far, putting on a show equivalent to the Blake show that we've seen before.
Three-pointer up in the corner from Chipman, and he gets it to go. So an answer from the Hornets to make it a 3-point game. This is Stokes with it. He'll step into a 17-footer, rims around and falls. Stokes gets his second shot of the night to fall. Nice job by him.
Yeah, he's a three-point specialist, but showing that he's got the mid-range shot down just as well.
54 seconds left to go here in the quarter. And that's a travel. Yeah, Heckemeyer lost his footing. Where's Aiden Williams at? Clean up the floor. Need the towel man.
No kidding. Just a lull in the activity because we didn't have the towel man.
Yeah, missing him tonight. 18-13, 45 seconds left to go. Osage with the basketball. This is Northup with it, over to Stokes. Stokes looking to go inside. Now Gruce has it at 15. Ooh, he had Harrison down low, but gives it out to DePay in the corner. And the triple is up from DePay, and he's got 13 in the first quarter here to lead the Indians. 21-13 on the scoreboard.
Best offensive performance from Dane DePay that we've seen so far this season, but, you know, not surprised at all.
And now DePay gets the block on the Chipman layup. Comes up with the rebound. Back the other way. Oh, he loses a handle on it. Now the ball back behind the defense where Chipman is. He pump fakes, looks for some help, gives it out to his man. Now goes back into the corner and a turnover. So Osage turns it over, hustles back on defense, and forces the turnover back. 6.8 seconds left here, and Osage with the basketball.
Just the little things going right for Osage right now. Sometimes it's about how the ball bounces, and it's bouncing in our favor here.
The way the cookie bounces. Is that what they say?
That's what you say.
Yeah, everything's about cookies. DePay beats his man, gives in the corner. Stokes' three is up and good.
Goodness.
Stokes hits the triple as time expires to make it 24-13 after the first quarter. We'll take a break. Back with the second after this. You're listening to Cool 102.7 Sports.
Attention seafood lovers. This December, Hy-Vee has your holiday cravings covered with the ultimate crab sale. December 2nd through December 30th, swing by Hy-Vee's Fish Market to reel in these incredible deals. Cooked shrimp, just $5.99 a pound. Premium crab cakes, only $6. And delicious tender Dungeness crab clusters, just $14.99 a pound. Find these mouthwatering deals at Hy-Vee in Osage Beach, Jefferson City, Columbia, and Springfield. Tradition runs in the family. Family vacation, family Sunday dinner, and family holiday gatherings. Lake of the Ozarks boaters find top quality boats and service at Kelly's Port. The same owner and manager for over 40 years. Now that's a tradition. Start your own family tradition on a new Regal boat or Bennington pontoon, backed by highly trained and certified technicians. Kelly's Port on Business 54 in Osage Beach, the marina on Dude Ranch Road, or online kellysport.com. Book your winterization now.
Cool 102.7 and Osage Indians basketball. Now, back to the action on the court.
Back here in Eugene, Missouri, 1 quarter of play in the books, and after 8 minutes, the School of the Osage Indians have a 24-13 lead over the St. Elizabeth Hornets, and just a little bit of a different Osage offense than we saw against Eugene. And simply, Steve, it's mostly just because the shots are falling here in the first quarter.
And Dane DePay really knocking the lid off earlier. He's been a big part of that. 13 in that first quarter. Can he keep pace? I don't know about that.
Gruce, Stokes, Trusty, Childs, and Northup on the floor for the Indians. Gruce gets it, loses a handle on it, and then he's going to be called for the foul on the rebound. Trying to go to Childs underneath, and then that ball got knocked away. Gruce wound up with it and just couldn't quite get the shot up in time. I mean, he did, but just had to kind of rush it is what I meant.
Sure.
Second quarter brought to you by American Sun Control. St. E with the basketball, down by 11. That ball on the floor, and we've seen that quite a few times tonight so far.
Maverick Trusty just has such good hands defensively. He's always got a little bit of that menace characteristic that Landon Childs has.
Rebound secured by Gruce and given over to Maverick. Now he'll run the Osage offense. This is Trusty with it. Dribbles in, splits two defenders, floater off the glass, no good. Maverick knocked to the floor, though, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
We got four out of the 5 Osage Indians are wearing headbands. Why isn't Lane Stokes wearing a headband? It's important information. I want
Asking
to know.
the important questions here tonight. Why aren't we wearing headbands?
Well, that's going to happen.
Look at this. Look how sweaty I am.
That's why I moved down a little bit.
I know. Why'd you move all the way over there? First free throw good. Second free throw no good from the Magician. Back the other way, into the lane, kicked out in the corner, three-pointer up, left iron, no good. Childs rips down the rebound for the Indians. Now kicks it back behind the defense. This is Stokes. Reverse layup off the rim, no good. Northup with the rebound and the putback, can't get it to go. Rebound tipped out, Childs has it, goes out to Northup, but that pass is stolen. And then they catch Northup with the foul on the arm.
Had some good opportunities there, good looks, just couldn't make them fall. Great rebound by Northup, couldn't finish with the follow-up. You know, I just see the way these Osage Indians run their offense. They run it in such a way that they trust each other.
Yeah.
They give each other opportunities.
6:50 left to go here in the second quarter. Brought to you by American Sun Control. St. Elizabeth with the basketball. Three-pointer up and no good. Long rebound tipped out. Childs comes up with it, and he's quick back the other way for the finish. Cameraman almost missed it. Forgot he was on camera duty. But he got that layup just in the nick of time there to make it 27-13. Defense into offense, Steve. We saw this last season for School of the Osage. But it feels like it's kind of been turned up to 11 at times this season, doesn't it?
Yeah, in a different way, because it's not so much the turnovers coming from the full court press. It's the half court defense that we're creating opportunities here.
Long three up from Heckemeyer, and that's good. And Heckemeyer has had the answers tonight for the Hornets at times. 6 minutes left to go here in the second. 27-16 on the scoreboard. Ball goes into the corner. This is Northup, gets a step, looks for a floater, no good. Rebound tipped out. Heckemeyer treks it down. Now Osage with some full court pressure of their own. Pestering full court pressure after the missed shot there. Three-pointer up. Rims off, no good. Heckemeyer there for the rebound. He can't grab it, has to save it as he goes out of bounds, and he collided pretty hard with the wall over there. Another three up, no good. Bruce rips down the rebound and gives it over to Northrop. Northrop kicks it up ahead to Maverick. Maverick with a beautiful bounce pass inside to Stokes. He has to take a step. Shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to St. E. What a pass, just could not finish the shot on the baseline. Stokes back on defense, picking up Green. Green working towards the baseline. Stokes doing a great job of cutting him off, forcing him back in towards the bigs. Gives the pass out, three-pointer up, no good. Williams down with the rebound for the Hornets. Almost lost a handle on it, gives it back up top. Pump fake to three, into the lane. The hit on the arm was Green. And I don't know if they're going to give him shots on that or not.
It's going to be a foul committed by Stokes, I believe. I tell you, a big part of the story of this game so far is that St. E is struggling to shoot from the perimeter.
Yep.
I don't know if they're accustomed to making these shots they're taking, but they're pulling the trigger from the three often and missing quite a few here.
Off the inbound in the corner. Three-pointer up, no good. Weak side rebound down for Heckemeyer, and he goes up and over for the finish. And we saw offensive rebounds kind of rear their ugly head at times on a Thursday night. Need to clean that up a bit here, not let St. E get back into it. Harrison out to Maverick. Maverick right to left, pulls it back out, looking for help, gives it over to Childs. Or excuse me, DePay. DePay goes in the lane. They're going to call an offensive foul.
Boy. That's going to be his second.
There was a lot of contact there, but you could have called that either way, I think. And Coach Henshaw going to have to make a decision here in this second quarter, leaving DePay out there or bring him off the floor.
Yeah, and I think that's what has slowed him down just a little bit this season, getting a little foul trouble early, just play so aggressively.
4:27 left to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by American Sun Control. A 9-point lead on the board for the Indians here, 27-18, after a big first quarter to get this one started. Ball goes into the corner once again. Another three-pointer up, no good. Fight for the rebound comes down to Childs. Childs kicks it ahead to Trusty. Trusty with the reverse layup up and in. Nice job by Childs, kicking it up ahead to Maverick, and the quarterback puts it in the basket. We saw that connection the other way in football this season, Steve. And now that pass knocked away. Childs goes right to the rack and finishes at the rim.
Put a little run together here.
So another turnover turns into points for the Indians. 31-18, 3:40 left to go here in the second quarter. Ball dribbled off the foot. Childs comes up with another steal. Quickly back the other way, gives it out to Long. His three-pointer is up, right iron, no good. Long rebound comes out. Trusty has it, knocked out of bounds. They're going to say off of they're going to say off of St. E, and it'll stay here with the Indians.
Child's going to have a seat. Bruce coming in. Harrison with the inbound here.
Yeah, we're going to see Harrison and Gruce on the floor at the same time. They've had a heck of a week in this Eugene tournament for the Indians so far. Now on the floor together. Trying to attack this zone. They're bringing in the bigs, forcing that zone to play inside to spring open their shooters. This is Trusty with it. Harrison at 15. This is where it's going to happen now. Harrison spins in, looking for help. Tough shot goes up, no good. Rebound on the floor. Body's on the deck, and Williams winds up with it for the Hornets. Back the other way comes St. E. Dribbles into the lane, now kicks it out. Up top, this is Heckemeyer with it, picked up by Harrison. Trying to get a step on him, kicks it over on the wing. This is Chipman. Chipman gives it back. Heckemeyer spins in, he's in the lane, looking for help. 4, 5, 6, no call. Rebound, or excuse me, shot up, no good. Bruce down with the defensive board. Gives it over to Maverick. He comes across the timeline. Gets into the lane. Harrison has it now. 14 feet. Maverick hands it off for Blake Harrison, who puts it in the basket and moves this lead to 15 for School of the Osage.
It's Harrison's second bucket of the night, giving him four points here.
Now this is Chipman with it. He's picked up by DePay. Trying to hand it off, but Trusty being a pest on defense and forces the turnover out of bounds back to School of the Osage.
Yeah, Trusty just plays such intense defense on the perimeter. Just almost has to be annoying to the people he's guarding.
And Steve, speaking of Trusty, you're taking on Megan Trusty tonight in halftime trivia. Are you ready for that?
How'd she do?
Well, for being the quarterback's mom, she did good. Well, for being anyone, she did really good. You're in trouble. Let's just say that. Maverick working on the baseline. His shot up, no good. Fight for the rebound. And it's going to be a jump ball. It'll go back.
Noah Northrop's going to come in. DePay's going to have
to St. E.
a sit. 33-18 in favor of the Indians.
There's Chipman walking it up past half court. Ball goes on the wing. Trusty just knocks it away from him. He just has the ball over his head, and Maverick just reaches up, swipes it away.
Just making them look a little silly.
Yeah. Do you think Maverick's headband takes away from his awesome hair? Or do you think it adds to it?
Oh, no, it doesn't take away. No,
it doesn't? Because I feel like we might be missing out on something, you know? Remove the headband and just goes poof.
Maybe that's like super mode.
Yeah, he goes to the next level. Ball given down to Heckemeyer, and he finishes at the rim. Coming back the other way now are the Indians. They got a 13-point lead, 33-20. This is Harrison with it, who almost lost a handle on it. This is Gruce, now back to Harrison. Harrison going right to the rim, shot up, no good. Rebound comes down to Williams. He wants to move up the floor quickly. He lost a handle on it, looking for Heckemeyer. Heckemeyer picked up by Harrison into the lane. Ton of contact, and the shot's no good. Heckemeyer gets his own rebound and puts it back up and in.
33-22 in favor of the Indians. Up by 11.
Under a minute left to go here in the half. Trusty with it. He'll put up the long three. Back iron, no good. Long rebound tracked down, and Maverick actually comes up with it for the Indians. Now he's into the lane. They're going to say he took an extra step there trying to get that ball over to Gruce. A turnover goes back to the Hornets.
We've got Childs and Stokes coming on the floor.
Final 44.8 of the half coming up. 33-22 the score.
Harrison and Long going to have a sit.
Chipman with it. He's going to be picked up by Stokes.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit of contact out there. That's the fifth foul on Osage. I was going to say hoping that it wasn't the fifth, but it was. And I think that's going to put St. Elizabeth at the free throw line. Maverick just a little bit of contact up top up there, and he gets called for the foul. His first, if you can believe it. Just his first foul, Steve.
Just his first foul.
That's called a callback. Do you understand?
For as intense as, his aggressive his defense is, it's impressive that he's keeps out of foul trouble.
33-23 after the first free throw. Second free throw rims off, no good. Osage down with the rebound. This is Childs. Up past half court. Gives it over to Maverick. He's surrounded by two Hornets. And I think it's bad enough when you just have one Hornet around you. You're just swatting at it like this, Steve. You're just
multiple Hornets are never
doing one of these things.
It's never a good story. Don't you love it when you see someone from a distance, messing with a Hornet?
There's fighting air. Yeah. 20 seconds left here. Osage with the basketball. Stokes dribbles in, looks for some help, hands it off to Northrop. St. E stays with their zone. Stokes puts up the long three and gets that one to go. So Stokes has come out here and had a great first half for the Indians. 6 seconds left on the clock in the half.
Stokes also in double digits. He's got 10.
Chipman's three is short, no good, and that's how the half will come to a close. Osage puts up 36 points in the first half and has a 13-point lead heading into halftime. We'll take a break. Come back with the Hy-Vee halftime show after this. You're listening to Cool 102.7 Sports.
KQUL, Lake Ozark.
My car!
Life
comes at you fast, sometimes too fast. Should have remembered the golden rule. No, not that one. Golden Rule Insurance. Call them for personal lines of insurance for home, auto, life, boat, and RV. And the best part is, when you bundle, you can save actual money. Golden Rule staff are educated and trained to ensure their customers have the very best service. Find personal lines of insurance that work for you. You can find them on Osage Beach Parkway in Osage Beach. Golden Rule Insurance Agency. Coverage you need, people you trust.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading Air Ease products. Every Air Ease product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people called DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling.
A full-service graphics company, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising does it all, from screen printing, offset printing, and promotional advertising to custom-built trophies and awards. It's where they do it the right way. Check out their Facebook page for their monthly special, and don't forget they offer online stores for all your group and activities needs. Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, across from the Family Center on Highway 52 East in Versailles. Call 573-378-5775.
The season's over, and it's a great time to inspect your dock for any damage. Dam Steel and CWD Supply have everything you'll need to get your dock back to like-new condition. From cables and clamps to bumpers and structural integrity, they've got you covered. Make sure your dock is ready before another season takes a toll. Located right on D Road in Osage Beach. Stop by or call them today. Dam Steel and CWD Supply. Your trusted steel and dock people since 1982. Don't wait. Schedule your dock inspection now.
Tired of settling for low CD rates at your bank? Lock in a great rate at First Bank of the Lake today. We offer some of the best CD rates in the nation. CDs make saving a cinch. They combine security with great investment returns. Don't miss out. Maximize your savings with a secure, high-yield CD. Check out our rates at fblake.bank and lock in a great CD rate today with First Bank of the Lake. Member FDIC. See bank for details.
You're listening to Osage Indians basketball. KQUL Lake Ozark. It's the halftime show on your Indians' hometown radio station, Cool 102.7.
Back here in Eugene, Missouri, Craig Allen alongside Steve Adams. Maya back in the studio for us today as the third place game of the 38th annual Eugene tournament going on. And Osage has a 36-23 lead over St. Elizabeth after 2 quarters of play. A big first quarter from the Indians, and they've managed to keep that lead all the way here to halftime, Steve.
Yeah, in fact, really, that second quarter, St. E fought us pretty even, the quarter score of 12-10, but we start out with that 9-point lead in the first quarter, 24-13. It's just, it's fun to watch these Indians play and see who's going to step up. Dane DePay kind of, in some ways, a surprise offensively, not because none of us doubt that he has the talent, just that he's not been able to get those numbers so far this season, but I've had a great start. He's got 13 points so far, and then the young man to step up in the second quarter offensively, Lane Stokes, he's got 10. 6 of those 10 from just some really long threes that you would not trust many players to launch and take, and he does a great job behind them. We've got Landon Childs with 4, Blake Harrison with 4, Andre the Groose with 2, Jackson Long with 2, and Maverick Trusty with 1. So as I read those players' names that are still in single digits, any of those players, specifically Blake Harrison, who has been averaging double digits so far this season, he could have a big half still. So I look for good things to happen here in this third and fourth quarter.
Defensively speaking, against St. Elizabeth, Osage doing a great job. They've given up a couple offensive rebounds, but nothing to the point like Eugene the other night. Osage doing a good job keeping St. E off the glass, but it's the turnovers, Steve. The turnovers and then the turnovers turning into points. Probably the most transition points we've seen this season for School of the Osage. They are doing a good job of getting out and turning turnovers into easy points at the other end.
Yeah, when you look at, I know it's early in the season, but in their, 4 games, St. E is averaging 77 points a game. And to close out a half, holding them to 23, that says a lot about the defense. And again, we're playing a little bit different. We've got different leadership here, different coaching for our Indians this year. And so it's less about the full court pressure from inline to inline and more about just being aggressive in the half court. And they're doing that, and I want to give credit to Maverick Trusty. Just his hands, his defensive hands, just very active and very aggressive, and really causing some havoc for the Hornets tonight.
Well, speaking of Trusty, it is time for the world's hottest mid-Missouri high school basketball segment in America. It is time for Are You Smarter Than Steve? And Maverick Trusty's mother, Megan Trusty, is your opponent this week. And let's see how she did, Maya. And we are here once again for another iteration of Are You Smarter Than Steve? My guest tonight, a very involved parent. She has been to pretty much every game. I see her to every game that we go to, so she puts in a lot of mileage as well. It is Megan Trusty out here tonight, and she's going to see if she is smarter than Steve. Megan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Question number 1. This one is music. What is the name of the lead singer of the band Queen?
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury is correct. All right, 1 for 1. Now for television. What superhero is unwittingly in every episode of Seinfeld?
Superman.
That is correct. 2 for 2 with that one. Now for movies. In what city does Ferris Bueller's Day Off take place?
Chicago.
That is correct, because he gets caught at a Cubs game. Yeah, and so he's 3 for 3. Steve is in trouble, folks. This candy bar was included in U.S. soldier rations during World War II. I'll say this. It is a toffee-based candy bar.
Heath bar.
That is correct. They sent out Heath bars for World War II. I don't know, maybe didn't melt or something. I've heard they did M&Ms as well. So you got a chance to go 5 for 5. This is Missouri trivia now, okay? Megan Trusty, what is the tallest monument in the state of Missouri?
St. Louis Arch.
That is correct. A perfect 5 for 5. And now Megan, it sounds like you're going to get to pick what song is played on the radio before our next broadcast. But Steve has a chance to tie it. Do you think Steve has a chance here?
No, not at all.
Wow, a lot of people are saying that, and I have to kind of agree with them. A perfect 5 for 5. We'll see if Steve can tie it up. All right, that's going to be a tough one to beat, Steve. 5 correct is you're going to have to get 5 to stop us from hearing Supertramp. And I got to be honest, I don't even know if I can say that on the air.
You did.
I did, so the FCC might have to come down on me for saying Supertramp there. All right, Steve, here we go. Music. Question number 1. What is the name of the lead singer of the band Queen?
Oh, I can see him. What is this? My wife's going to be so upset that I can't remember his name. He's so talented. Freddie Mercury.
That's correct! That is correct! Television, Steve. What superhero is unwittingly in every episode of Seinfeld?
Say it one more time.
What superhero is unwittingly in every episode of Seinfeld?
I don't know this one.
There is a superhero that is in every episode.
I've never heard this. Who is it?
You tell me.
Superman.
That's correct!
Okay.
Number 3,
You have to
movies.
explain that one later.
In what city does Ferris Bueller's Day Off take place?
I want to say that is Chicago.
That is correct. That is correct. Okay, Steve, here we go. Candy. This toffee-based candy bar was included in U.S. soldier rations during World War II.
Now, do I get a little assistance?
I told
on this
you,
one?
the toffee-based.
Heath.
That is correct. 1 more to go for Steve to tie it up. Supertramp on the line. Steve, what is the tallest monument in the state of Missouri?
Well, that would have to be the Arch.
That's correct.
Boom! 5 for 5, baby.
Steve, you're shaking the camera.
I'm sorry.
Smack
I'm
the
excited.
table.
That's a good night. That's with a little brain fog, too. I got a little
Wow, yeah, this is the Michael Jordan flu game if I've ever heard one.
No Supertramp for Megan Trusty.
I don't know about that. I don't want to get in the middle of that. We'll take a look at the Supertramp delegation.
Okay, fair enough.
See what we can get played. That is Are You Smarter Than Steve? A perfect 10 for 10 for these 2. Megan Trusty.
Freddie Mercury wasn't there at
You were
first,
there,
and then it came.
And Superman, Jerry Seinfeld has a Superman statue in his apartment.
Okay, I did not know that.
And like a magnet on
That's
his
a great
refrigerator.
question. Great question.
Well, they're all great.
Of course.
Getting ready to start this 3rd quarter. I'm in shock. I'm in literal shock. You came in here tonight. You were sickly. Look at you. You look peaked. That's a word that was on my word of the day
5 for
calendar.
5.
That's almost.
I just may hang it up.
I might take you to dinner in Eldon.
I just may set the headset down and walk away right now.
Wow,
Just
folks,
call
he's
it.
retiring. What are you taking your shirt off for, though? Osage will start this third quarter with the basketball and a 13-point lead here against St. Elizabeth. Third place game of the 38th annual Eugene tournament. This is DePay with it, goes inside to Harrison. Harrison, spin move on the block, up and in. And Blake Harrison, who has put together a great Eugene tournament so far, gets the first 2 points of the third quarter there for the Indians. Puts the lead at 15, 38-23. This is Green with it up top, picked up by Maverick. Gets a screen. Now Harrison switches onto him. Long reaches in, knocks that ball away. Trusty comes up with the steal. Osage has numbers. Back the other way. Maverick all the way, coast to coast. Flip shot up on the rim and gets it to fall. Maverick Trusty puts a 17-point lead up on the board. Inspired by that 5 for 5 from Steve and his mother at halftime.
Making the difficult look easy, Maverick Trusty there. That was a tough take.
They're going to call a foul down here on this possession.
That could be Childs. It's going to be a second.
40-23, the score on the board here. 6:59 left to go in the quarter. Chipman's three is up. Front iron, no good. Rebound tipped out, and Blake Harrison comes up with it. Now wants to kick it up ahead. Maverick back behind the defense. Euro steps, trying to find Long across the lane, but that passing lane jumped, and the pass stolen. Coming back the other way now. Green gives it out to Chipman. This is Heckemeyer, hands it back off to Chipman, and he just throws a shot up off the glass. No good. Good defense there from Trusty. Childs comes down with the rebound. Childs gives it to DePay. His three-pointer is up. Back iron, no good. Rebound tipped around. Williams comes up with it. Now he wants to move. Comes back the other way. Pulls up his dribble, gives it back up top. Heckemeyer spins in. Harrison, good defense. Chipman gives it over to Blake Wabi. Wabi's three is up, no good. Long rebound tipped out. Harrison dives on the floor. Ball knocked around. DePay has it, kicks it up ahead to Long. Long finds Childs back behind the defense for the easy layup. Can't get it to go. That's a jump ball. I hit the button too early, Steve.
Heading the other way.
40-23. Childs could not get that layup to fall there.
Well, they had it coming that way. Just almost too easy that time.
Still 40-23 here in the third quarter. 5:57 left to go.
Just can't get over how the Hornets, they shoot that three like they're really good at it, but that has not been the case tonight.
Hornets on offense. Heckemeyer. They're going to say no basket. Harrison called for the foul. He actually got knocked to the floor on that move there.
So Harrison's first of the night.
Baseline inbound coming up. Heckemeyer has it. He lost a handle on it, and Osage comes up with the steal. So Heckemeyer trying to do a bit too much there, and Osage the benefactor. DePay back the other way, into the lane. Tough shot off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped around. Heckemeyer comes up with it, and then he gets caught in a sandwich between Harrison and Trusty. And that's going to be a foul on one of the two. I guess Harrison.
Picking up
pick that one up.
Yeah, two quick fouls for Harrison. Timeout on the floor, it looks like.
30-second timeout. And Steve, I want to use this timeout to give a shout out to the Osage 8th grade boys team today. Won a tough one. 2 late free throws from Marshall Boren. As his time was almost expired, wins the game for the Indians. Marshall Boren. Now, I brag, Steve, about being a 2-time Knights of Columbus free throw champion. But did you know that Marshall Boren's mother was also the Knights of Columbus free throw champion the same year I was?
Had no idea.
Now you know.
Wow.
So that's where Boren.
Okay, so you've won the Knights of Columbia's free throw challenge here, but have you ever won a game at the free throw line?
40-23, 5:22 left to go here in the third quarter. Games aren't won and lost at the free throw line,
Question
Steve.
asked and answered.
Ball knocked away. Trusty knocks it off of the defender. and then they still managed to keep possession there. What a wild play. Weird, wild stuff, Steve. Weird, wild stuff.
You're dating yourself, man.
Someone has to. 5:12 left to go here in the third. Heckemeyer gets it back.
Oh, something's got to be called.
Not a lot of contact there, though. I get what Childs is trying to do, but there just wasn't enough contact there to really justify the offensive foul.
Oh, he convinced me.
Well,
His acting job convinced me.
I saw him in High School Musical.
He sold it what's right.
Yeah,
Gifted thespian.
that's right. That's a carry or something. Three-pointer up, no good. A rebound tipped around. St. E has it, trying to save it back in, and they don't, so it's a turnover.
Out of bounds there, is that what we're calling? Coming back Osage way, up 40-23.
The Osage way.
It's working well tonight.
4:50 left to go here in the third quarter. Harrison with it. Back behind the defense now. Goes right to the rim. Throws a tough shot up. Can't get it to go. Gavin Williams down with the rebound. On the wing, three-pointer up from Ryan Hodge. Rims around, won't fall. Rebound tipped off of two Hornets, and Childs comes up with it. Osage has numbers. Coming back the other way. Childs kicks it off. Harrison has it on the block. Fights to get to a spot, and then he's knocked out of bounds. Out of the frame of the camera work there. Harrison knocked into the abyss, but he comes back, Steve.
Harrison fouled multiple times there on that play. Unfortunately, not in the act of shooting.
Off the inbound, Long gets it on the wing. His three-pointer is up, front iron, no good. Gavin Williams down with the weak side rebound.
Long on just a little bit of a cold streak here from 3 points.
Yeah, started out hot, 19 in that first game of the season. He struggled to get his shot to fall this week. I still like these looks he's getting, though. We're going to call a foul on DePay. I didn't really see that there, did you?
I did not. Quick whistle on that. That's going to be his third of the night. We've got Bruce coming on the floor. Northrup and Stokes. Childs is going to take a breather. Long and DePay.
You know, I was talking to Brad Yoder during the girls' game. You know what he asked me? He goes, did it seem like they were calling jump balls really quick the other night? I said, yes, we said that on the air. A little bit of a quick foul call there on DePay. Baseline inbound coming up for the Hornets. Heckemeyer to Hodges in the corner. His three-pointer is up. Rims around. Doesn't fall. Northrup tracks down the rebound for the Indians. He'll give it over to Maverick. Trusty over to Northrup on the wing. Wide open. His three-pointer up. Rims around. Doesn't fall. Long rebound tracked down by Stokes. He gives it over to Maverick. Maverick over to Northrup once again. Northrup thought about the three. Now kicks it in. Finds Stokes on the wing. Stokes pump fakes the three. Works the baseline. Trying to go back inside. Ball winds up in Gruce's hand somehow. And he goes up and puts it in.
Andre the Gruce cleaning up there. Nice job.
Might not have been the intended purpose, but nice job by Gruce to wind up with it and put it in. And now Heckemeyer loses a handle on it. Northrup gets the ball on the deck. Stokes is going to pick it up for the Indians, and then he's grabbed on the feet as he goes down the floor. That's a foul. Great hustle play defensively for the Indians, and the Hornets are having their hands full with this Osage defense.
That was just a little bit of craziness there right there. They just try to trip him up there as Stokes had really a free lane to the basket.
This is Trusty going inside. Gruce turns around, can't get the shot to go. Him and Harrison fight for the rebound. Harrison winds up with it. He goes back up with it, no good, but he's fouled and will go to the line for two.
I tell you, those two in the paint between Harrison and Gruce, they're going to be an issue to deal with for a lot of teams we see this year.
They're like the Steve Adams and Craig Allen of post play. Which one do you want to be?
Ooh, I don't know, man. So Harrison has a little bit of tint of red hair. I'll go with that.
Okay. I'll be Gruce.
Are they both sporting the headbands here? Yes.
Yeah.
Can't see Gruce's very much.
People say Andrew Gruce and I have a very similar physique, so that does make sense.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
You may not. Second free throw good.
43-23. Osage the only team to score in this quarter so far. That's about to change. No, it's not. Missed
The
a
reverse jinx from Steve. Trusty down with the rebound, finds Gruce back behind the defense, and that's a goaltending.
We'll count that one. Thank you very much. Bruce didn't
I don't
see
think
that.
Bruce knew what happened.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't.
This Osage team has come out in the third quarter on fire, 45-23. We'll take a break. Back with more after this. Listening to Cool 102.7 Sports. Well, we can keep it here. That's fine. Our next broadcast will come to you live on a Wednesday night, or actually Wednesday afternoon, as the School of the Osage Indians will take on the Dixon Bulldogs at the Norm Stewart Classic. That's a 3 o'clock start time at Mizzou Arena. We're also going to broadcast the girls' game right after that at 4:30 as they take on the Fox Warriors. Again, both games taking place at the Norm Stewart Classic in Columbia, Missouri at Mizzou Arena. If you're unable to make it, we will have the broadcast for you right here on 102.7 and hopefully on MoSportsZone.com as well, as I try and navigate what the video rules are for that. And I know last year, Steve, you snuck your camera in and you got in trouble.
I'll be glad to draw some pictures,
Yeah.
Courtside artists. We can
Sit-
just,
What's that called? The stenographer? No, that's who types the words out.
right.
How do they type so fast? I feel like I type fast.
Yeah, and their typewriter looks way different.
Yeah, and they use a typewriter. Do they do the thing where it's like, ding? St. E with the basketball, down by 22, 45-23, 2:53 left to go here in the third quarter. Stokes causing some defensive pressure out near half court. Now Williams has it for the Hornets. And they have had their hands full with this Osage defense tonight. Heckemeyer going back inside to Williams, and there's the give and go. Harrison went for the steal, and then Williams used that to go right to the basket. Get the easy look there at the rim. Puts the lead at 20, though. Go ahead,
It
Steve.
took St. E 5.5 minutes to score the first bucket in that quarter. That is not a good way to win a game.
Northrop's three from the corner is up. Long rebound comes out. The Indians have it. Maverick puts a three up. Front iron, no good. But the rebound and put back from Blake Harrison, no good. But he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
And that is the strategy for St. E. If the big guys get it in the paint, we're going to foul them and make them earn it.
So 2 free throws coming up for Harrison.
Harrison with 7 points on the night.
Blake of the Ozarks.
I'm not sure what his percentage is, but it seems like my impression he's done pretty well from the free throw line this year.
What's your preference, Blake of the Ozarks or the Blake Show? Or the Blake-topus?
I like the Blake Show.
Yeah. Second free throw, no good, as Steve works his jinx powers. He's still getting used to being a broadcaster, folks. He doesn't understand the power that he has. Shot no good, and then Harrison fouled 91 feet away from the basket.
That's always a good foul.
Yeah. If you get a chance to foul someone underneath your own backboard, you got to do it. You got to, Steve.
They coach that.
They do. You're like, this is where we want to foul him. As soon as he gets the rebound, underneath our basket. And if we can put him at the free throw line to boot, we do it.
When they can score without the time winding down, that's what we like to see.
You love to see it. Somewhere out there, a coach listening weeps. What are they talking about? First free throw good, and I got to tell you, Harrison's free throw percentage has to be amazing, Steve. I don't think he's missed this season.
I refuse to comment.
Second free throw good. Yeah, you thought it. You thought it wasn't going to fall there. You thought I was going to jinx it.
Apparently you don't have the power that I have. Or you control your power.
Yeah,
more than
I've
I
got
do.
it. It's like the Force. I've learned to control it, Steve.
Well
That's a
done.
Star Trek reference.
Shut up. I can't believe you write the trivia questions.
Three-pointer on the wing up from Williams. Front iron, no good, but it bounces right to another Hornet. Now knocked around. This is Aiden Otto with it. He's got Trusty in front of him. Give him back up top to Braden Kempker. Kempker, 18-foot floater, and that's not something you see too often from that distance, but he gets it to go.
Osage up 48-27, a quarter score of 12-4.
Trusty hands it off inside for Gruce, and again, there's that strategy of, we're going to foul you. And that's what we've seen. They're just bringing in bigs just to foul. This is like Hack-a-Shack, but less cool. You understood Hack-a-Shack?
I'm familiar with Hack-a-Shack. I was.
You didn't know who Freddie Mercury was.
I did answer that question correctly.
Technically, yes, but
I just added a little drama to it before I answered it.
It's just so dramatic.
All I could think of is my whole family is going to make fun of me if I don't answer this question because we're big fans of We play Queen on YouTube a lot.
Their live album, tremendous. Tremendous stuff.
Dark Side of the Moon, is that what that's called?
Yep, and you sync it up with Gone with the Wind. First free throw good from Bruce.
Maybe I know music better than I thought I did.
49-27 on the scoreboard. Second free throw good, and Bruce is earning these. 50-27 now, 90 seconds left to go here in the third. Williams with it, working towards the baseline. Gets a good seal there from Austin Holtmeyer. And again, we're saying a lot of new names for St. E because they're just bringing guys in to try and foul Harrison and Bruce.
Bruce with the foul there. That's his second on the night.
We got Austin Holtmeyer, Nick Heckemeyer, Carter Rinkemeyer, Ben Engelmeyer on the floor.
You're making these up.
I am not looking at this program.
Childs and Long coming on the floor. Northrup and Harrison going to take a breather.
1:18 left to go here in the quarter. Second free throw, no good. Trusty tracks down the rebound, kicks it up ahead to Long. Camera work, not so stellar there. I forgot what I was doing. Sorry, folks. Gruce on the block, drops that shot up and good. Childs gives it to Gruce, and he finishes at the rim. 52-27, Osage firmly in control. A minute left, Childs with the steal, gives it to Gruce. Gruce has aspirations of the dunk, but tries to line his steps up, gets fouled on his way there, and he'll be at the free throw line.
I was kind of hoping.
And Steve, you know, that was going to be the first dunk in Osage basketball history since Craig Allen in 1999. Can you believe that?
No.
You're just sick. You don't
Really
know.
no.
You're just sick, Steve. You don't feel good, so you're not believing these true facts that are coming your way. First free throw good from Gruce.
How old were you when you got too old to dunk? You could no longer dunk.
15.
Yeah.
Second free throw good. I've still dunked today, Steve.
We're not talking about donuts, my friend.
Oh, my bad then. My bad. Baseline jumper up from Engelmeyer, no good. Rebound tip, knocked out of bounds. Will go back to the Indians. 54-27. That's like double their score.
Hey, Osage putting together just a stellar quarter defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Tremendous quarter overall for the Indians here as they have walked this lead out in the third place game. Foul as Stokes goes to the rim, and he'll be at the free throw line for two.
I'm impressed by Stokes. I feel like he's really stepped into his role. He saw limited action last year, but he's really taken advantage of his opportunities. Great ball handler. Makes some good decisions.
First free throw from Stokes is good. 55-27 the score on the board now.
Stokes with 11 so far tonight.
35.9 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Second free throw is good. That's Long out there on defense. Trying to go inside to Engelmeyer, and Gruce jumps the passing lane, comes up with the steal. Back behind the defense, Long tracks down the pass. Looking like a wide receiver out there. Pulls it in and puts it in. 58-27. Osage firmly in control here.
Oh.
Yeah, and Child's going to get called for the trip there. Completely unintentional as Williams started to make his move towards the basket.
That's number 3 for Childs tonight. 10 seconds left in this third period.
But that puts them in the bonus, so it'll be free throws coming up for the Hornets.
Got some moisture on the floor, it looks like. Lane Stokes on the job.
Doing it all tonight. 12 points on the board. One moist spot mopped up. Yeah, forget it.
We got 4 Osage Indians in double figures here tonight. That's good news. You know what I like about this lead that Osage has built? I guess maybe the third quarter, I added quite a bit here, but it just seems like it's been a steady growth throughout the night.
Oh, what a pass from Long to Childs, who finishes at the rim. 2 seconds left, half-court shot up, rim off, no good, and Osage will take a 60-29 lead into the final quarter of play. Take a break. Back with the fourth quarter after this. Listen to Cool 102.7 Sports.
High-tech collision and auto body repair. Serving the lake for nearly 30 years. Always there for you. Towing 24/7. High-tech has the best in complete collision repair. The lake's one-stop shop. Accidents are scary. Repairs shouldn't be. Proud to support Lake community and Camden and Osage football. Go Lakers, go Indians, go High-tech.
High-tech auto body and towing. Body and towing. Our quality keeps you on the go.
348-9070.
This is Osage Indians basketball. Back to the game. Back to the game on Cool 102.7. When disaster strikes, count on the one team that can restore your home and give you peace of mind. U.S. Disaster Restoration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week emergency service. They're the team you can trust in one phone call. 573-552-1972. They specialize in water, mold, fire, trauma, and storm damage. 573-552-1972. A proud supporter of the Camdenton Lakers and Osage Indians. U.S. Disaster Restoration. Look them up online and Facebook. Back to Osage Indians basketball on Cool 102.7.
Start of the fourth quarter, brought to you by United Rentals here, and Osage will start with the basketball, and they turn it over. Now Heckemeyer comes down the lane, and he gets hit, and that's going to be DePay's fourth after that turnover. 60-29 on the scoreboard. Osage comfortably out in front here in the fourth quarter over the Hornets.
Yeah, and foul trouble has been the nemesis for Dane DePay tonight. He had just a blazing first quarter, double digits in scoring, but really has been slowed down since then, offensively anyway.
Steve, I want to ask you something, and I want you to be honest with me. Did you expect this tonight?
Did I expect a big win?
Like this. We're ahead by 30 in the fourth quarter.
I expected a double-digit win tonight, just based on that Russellville score.
Yep.
But then it did concern me a little bit when I saw just the past 2 years St. E has had our numbers, so that did concern me a little bit.
And of course, we don't know like who they graduated and stuff, but I was under the impression that we saw them play a pretty hard-fought game against Southern Boone the other night, and of course with the seeding, St. E came into this one as the 3 and Osage was the 4, so I thought maybe there was something that they were seeing there. But I've always known, and I felt like this coming into this season, when you and I talked driving up to Centralia, if Osage is hitting their shots, they can really hang with and beat any team. If they'd have had this first half Thursday night, they'd probably be playing for a championship.
Well, it just what they brought defensively. Anytime you have a quarter that you can hold the opposing team to 6 points in a quarter, wow, that's definitely impressive. And of course, you get a lot of offense feeding off of that kind of defense. And again, I've mentioned this, enough times to be repetitive. I just like they play well together. They share the ball well. They trust each other. It's really fun to watch them offensively. I don't know that we've really, sometimes you see a team offensively and you kind of wince. It's hard to watch them, but that's not the case with these Indians.
It's like me watching you do trivia.
5 for 5, baby.
5 for 5.
Not going to get any better than that.
It's impossible. Foul on Northrop over here on the sideline. So it'll be a sideline inbound coming up, 60-32. And this time, Kyson Green going to take it right to the rack, and he'll score to make it 60-34. Looking to go inside to Gruce. That pass tipped, knocked away, and St. E comes up with it. So Osage kind of slowing down here to start this fourth quarter. And then the turnover. Right back to Jackson Long, and he's fouled, trying to go down the floor. So it'll be a sideline inbound coming up for the Indians. Northrop, DePay, Harrison, Long, and Gruce on the floor for the Indians. And there's just been that core guys of 8 or 9 this season, Steve, that have kind of carried the torch for School of the Osage so far.
And you don't feel like there's any letdown no matter who's on the floor.
Yeah.
Anytime I see subs come in, I'm just, there's no anxiety there at all.
Foul as Harrison gets knocked down. Clock stopped running as they've got the lead under 30 here. Ball goes into the corner. This is Long with it. He'll step into a 14-footer. Front iron, no good. Look at Gruce sky up and lose that rebound. Looked like he was going to come down with it. Not sure how they got that off of Gruce, but it'll go back to the Hornets. 60-34, 5.5 left to go here in the fourth, brought to you by United Rentals. Championship games coming up after this, including the boys championship game tonight of Southern Boone and Eugene. Should be an interesting matchup of Eagles. That sounds like Kelly Henshaw.
We had a discussion at home the other night that you could tell that the game on Thursday was a little more competitive because you could hear Mr. Henshaw in the broadcast a little bit.
I was telling my dad today, because he brought that up as well, and I was like, it's just like white noise to me, because from watching that team in '91 go to state, you know, I think I just got used to hearing Coach Henshaw yelling, so it's just white noise to me. That's an offensive foul, but instead they call it as a block. So Gruce called for the block, so 2 more free throws coming up here. And while St. Elizabeth probably doesn't have enough time to come all the way back, Osage hasn't looked great here in the fourth quarter. And Stokes is going to get his second moist area cleaned up tonight.
Get a little help from Harrison. I'm not sure that Osage has scored this quarter just yet.
No, they haven't. Steve, this second towel job by Stokes might be enough for a Mills & Sons Insurance MVP of the game.
Gruce having a little conversation with the official about that call. Seemed pretty cordial.
Probably talking about places to eat in Eugene. It's a very quick conversation.
Oh, yeah. Subway? Is that it?
That's it.
Let's go to Subway.
The golf course has a nice restaurant in it, I think.
Oh, I've not been there.
You a golfer?
Not so much, no.
Disc golfer?
I have been a disc golfer, yes.
That's right. We're going to play some disc golf this spring, Steve, me and you.
I'm in.
And Maya, we're going to get him. And Chris, because I know Chris is there talking to you too, because you're laughing the whole time. We're going to have a little foursome of disc golf going on here. DePay with it, gets a screen, goes by his man, shot on the rim, no good. Rebound tipped around, St. E comes up with it, but no. Stokes tracks it down and pulls it up for the Indians, trying to go across the lane. Gavin Williams jumps that passing lane. Now back behind the defense, the layup is up and good. And again, Osage hasn't looked great in this quarter, 60-40, coming up on 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, too much time left here to shut this down.
Gruce has it, and he's fouled. You know, we got the Lynn Holiday Tournament bracket, Steve, and I sent them out to you guys to make sure you had it, including Chris. But I sent Chris the Chinese version.
There's a Chinese version.
Yeah, the Chinese version of the bracket. I sent that to him.
Why is there a Chinese version?
I thought Chris Boom Boom was bilingual.
Well, it makes sense that his second language would be Chinese.
It does. Three-pointer up, no good. Weak side rebound off the inbound line. Is that what it's called? Baseline.
Baseline.
Yeah. 60-40.
And Osage a little bit playing like a team that kind of figures they've already won this game.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to turn it back on again to get control of this.
3:47 left to go here in the fourth quarter, brought to you by United Rentals. A 20-point lead on the board here. Hodges, his three-pointer is up and good. And I think that's what they were trying to do in the first half, Steve. They just forgot to make it.
That's what they'll be doing here on out, I would imagine. By 17.
Yeah, a very important part of the basketball process. DePay cuts in. And they're going to say that basket counts. That's a little bit of NBA continuation there, Steve. You like that?
We will take it.
And that'll put DePay at the line. He's got 13 tonight.
Opportunity to make the 3 points the old-fashioned way, as they say. Gruce is going to take a breather. Lena Childs back on the floor. Dane DePay on the line.
Free throw no good, though. 62-43 stays the score. 3:23 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by United Rentals. Hodges' three-pointer is up and good.
My goodness.
A 16-point game.
Hodges has found the basket.
DePay will just step into a 17-footer. No good. Harrison gets the rebound. Beautiful pump fake. He can't get the shot. Put back to go, though. Gavin Williams down with the rebound. Now back the other way come the Hornets. They make something happen here. This could be interesting. Heckemeyer with it. And he finds Williams underneath the basket, and I assume that Coach Henshaw may want a timeout here in the very near future. 14-point game. You know what? We saw St. E do this to Southern Boone the other night too,
Indeed.
Steve.
They've cut this deficit in half in about just a little over maybe 3/4 of this quarter.
Ball goes in the corner. Three-pointer up from Northup. Right iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Childs. His reverse layup is no good, and Gavin Williams has the rebound. Back behind the defense, Heckemeyer. Shot up, no good. Fight for the board, and Northup's going to wind up with it. Kick it back behind the defense to Harrison, who goes right to the rack and finishes. So Northup gets it down the floor, and Harrison finishes at the rim. 64-48 on the scoreboard. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 2:09 left to go here. Osage in control, 64-48. You're listening to Cool 102.7 Sports.
Aye, Captain, the seas of the Ozarks are too rough. Me and the crew can't secure the screens and railings. She'll never be installed right. She ain't sturdy, Captain. Rest assured, you'll see calmer seas this winter. And have American Sun Control secure powder-coated railings and screens for shade, too. While the lake is calm this winter, let American Sun Control install your dock and deck screens and railings. Come in, call, and look them up online and Facebook. American Sun Control. Cool 102.7 and Osage Indians basketball. Now, back to the action on the court.
Back here in Eugene, Missouri, 2:09 left to go in this fourth quarter. Osage up 64-48 over the St. Elizabeth Hornets. Third place in the 38th annual Eugene tournament on the line here. Steve, what were you doing during the first Eugene tournament?
Well, 38 years ago.
Yep. Let's see. You would have been...
Nothing memorable.
You would have been 38. I understand how math works. Is that not right?
That's not right. Do you understand how math works?
I don't.
I mean, you are a banker.
Yeah, but not in that part of the bank.
Not the numbers part?
Nope, I'm not in the numbers part. Chipman in. His three-pointer up, no good. Rebound, skied up and taken in by Childs. And he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
One thing I like about watching Childs play, he no halfway from him. I didn't mean to say Child's play, by the way, but
great movie.
Fun to watch Landon Childs play.
We could have called him Chucky.
We might have had some not so positive feedback about that.
But we went with the Menace.
The Menace is effective.
Dennis the Menace, Chucky, are they not the same character? I'll admit I haven't watched either movie.
Those are definitely movies from different genres.
I'm pretty sure Walter Matthau's in both. Second free throw, no good. Mistimed the rebound, and Harrison there for the easy putback. And that might be enough to finally put St. Elizabeth away for good. 1:45 left to go here. Green kicks it out to Williams. Heckemeyer, his three. He's falling backwards. He was falling backwards, and he got that one to go.
And the Hornets have found the three-point. They'd maybe a little late.
Yeah. Big what if. And they're going to foul Childs and put him back at the free throw line. I like that because I get to just move the camera and point it down here and not have to worry about what I'm looking at. If Chris Boom Cannon is looking for something to do tonight, he can come be our camera person.
Well, he's got about a minute and 27 seconds to get here to make that happen.
The job opening is there. First free throw, no good. I got some trivia I can send over his way that he can edit too. Both free throws, no good. Rebound tipped out. Chipman comes up with it for the Hornets. Now kicked up ahead. Green's three is up and good. And once again, back-to-back triples makes this a 12-point game with a minute left. And a turnover on the sideline as this Osage team kind of falling apart down the stretch here. This would be...
We had a 30-point lead at one point.
This would be an all-time collapse, yeah. Heckemeyer hands it off to Green. Green lost a handle on it, and it's off him out of bounds. So a fortuitous bounce. And no, I know what you're thinking. Fruit. That's all you heard. He did not slip on a banana peel. Foul on the inbounds will put DePay at the free throw line, and the cameraman gets to move the camera down. Perfect. Look at me. Or look at the camera person. It could be anyone, Steve.
I think we all know who
It's
the camera
not
person
Chris
is.
Boom Boom Cannon.
It's not.
I know that.
It's not, indeed. There we go. That's a made free throw by Dane DePay.
One more coming up.
13-point lead. Looks like we got a substitution here.
Yeah, Northrop coming in for Stokes.
That's a defense for offense kind of trade.
Both free throws good from DePay, and he's had a great night tonight. Struggled on Thursday night against Eugene, but bounced back in a big way in that first quarter here.
He's got 17 tonight.
Green's three-pointer is up and no good. Gets his own rebound and puts it back up and in. And they're going to say at the end of this that this game was a lot closer than it actually was, Steve. This is one of those things where St. Elizabeth has fought back, being down by 30, and made it a bit of a game down the stretch.
Well, I think if I'm a St. E fan, what I'm going to be talking about is missed opportunities from the perimeter. You know, if we'd only shot better from the three the entire game, maybe we'd be in this one. But, you know, when you look, you know, you can't, I don't know that you can explain a 30-point deficit just by struggling to shoot the three.
Yeah, that's true. There's more to it than that.
And again, anytime, I don't think that's can explain a third quarter where you only score 6 points.
Yeah. Both free throws no good for DePay after hitting the last two. Lost a handle on the basketball, looking for help. Hodges has it up top. He's wanting to get a shot up. Gives it over to Heckemeyer. A lot of time coming off the clock. Chipman working on the baseline, and he gets the finger roll at the rim. Under 30 seconds left here. It is a 10-point game. And if I would have told you at the end of the third quarter that this would get down to a 10-point game, you would probably have explained exactly how that happened.
I would have balked at that.
Well, you would have said missed free throws, and St. E starts hitting their shots.
And just a little bit of loss of intensity from the Indians here. Just, you know, when you're up by 30, you're thinking this is done.
Which I pretty much am every game.
You're usually up by 30 every game?
Every game. 70-58 now. 20 seconds left. Green lost a handle on it. Harrison comes up with it. Coming back the other way, and he'll get a shot on the rim. It's no good, and he'll go to the free throw line. Certainly a very slow fourth quarter. But this fourth quarter started with a continuous running clock, and here we are.
Well, and would you believe this? I know you would, but you've got how many points? They've scored like 29 points this quarter. After only scoring 6 points
in the
third quarter, they've scored like 30 points this quarter. That's
actually
quite the turnaround.
I don't think I would have believed 29. That's a lot. That's a lot at any level.
Right.
Both free throws good from Harrison. Back to 14. 10 seconds left to go in this game. Osage will take home the third place trophy in the 38th annual Eugene tournament. And that's got to feel good. And it kind of makes you wonder, if you had been on the other side of that bracket, would you have been playing for a championship tonight instead of the third place trophy?
Well, they certainly, although they've had the one loss, they haven't had a bad game yet.
No, not at all.
They've played well. They've been a lot of fun to watch.
Osage picks up the win here tonight, 72-58. We'll take a break. Come back with the post-game show, talk to a player and Coach Baumstark, and get you set for 2 games this week. Coming up, you're listening to Cool 102.7 Sports.
KQUL, Lake Ozark.
Attention all contractors, homeowners, and equipment enthusiasts. United Rentals has everything you need. That's right. And if they don't, they'll go to work to find it or order the piece of equipment that you need. With one of the largest fleets in the country, they carry everything from man lifts and telehandlers to skid steers and excavators. United Rentals not only rents, they sell used equipment as well. Looking for equipment service? Look no further than United Rentals to take care of your fleet. Take Highway 42 to Blue Ridge Road. United Rentals, helping you build the future.
Sold out crowd at Remax Arena at Lake of the Ozarks, and Winter Shelton's got 5 seconds left to win this deal. Can they pull it off? Inbound passes to Shelton at the top of the key. They try to double team him. Shelton crosses over the competition with some razzle dazzle. 2-1. He shoots the game winner, and it's Winter When buying a home or real estate, put the ball in Winter Shelton's hands for the game winner.
Winter Shelton's crushing it, yeah.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you've saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Mills & Sons Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance. The no-problem people. At 2701 Bagnell Dam Boulevard. Call us at 365-2002 or visit our website at millsinsurance.com. We're on your side because life happens.
Attention seafood lovers. This December, Hy-Vee has your holiday cravings covered with the ultimate crab sale. December 2nd through December 30th, swing by Hy-Vee's Fish Market to reel in these incredible deals. Cooked shrimp, just $5.99 a pound. Premium crab cakes, only $6. And delicious tender Dungeness crab clusters, just $14.99 a pound. Find these mouth-watering deals at Hy-Vee in Osage Beach, Jefferson City, Columbia, and Springfield. Tradition runs in the family. Family vacation, family Sunday dinner, and family holiday gatherings. Lake of the Ozarks boaters find top quality boats and service at Kelly's Port. The same owner and manager for over 40 years. Now that's a tradition. Start your own family tradition on a new Regal boat or Bennington pontoon, backed by highly trained and certified technicians. Kelly's Port on Business 54 in Osage Beach, the marina on Dude Ranch Road, or online kellysport.com. Book your winterization now.
Game analysis, stats, and more. It's Osage Indians basketball. And this is the postgame show on your Indians' hometown radio station, Cool 102.7.
Back here in Eugene, Missouri, Osage picking up the 72-58 win over the St. Elizabeth Hornets, bringing home the third-place trophy tonight. This is a game, I'm here with Coach Baumstark. This is a game last year that the Indians lost to St. Elizabeth. Lost this third-place game. It was the first, or they lost on their way to the third-place game. First loss of the season for School of the Osage. That had to be in the back of their mind as they came into this one tonight. But this first half especially really felt like the Indian defense showed up here.
It was, and we've definitely said that today during shoot-around, is these guys have beat us in this tournament the last 2 years. Yeah. And they're a really good team. I mean, they've been in the Final Four a couple times in the last couple of years, and so they're a solid program. They're a confident program. In our defense, we've hung our hat on our defense all year. I think all four of our games, if people come and watch us, our defense has been what has driven us all year. And that first half and third quarter really showed, what type of team we can be when we get turnovers. And I think this year these guys are bought in on the defensive end, diving on the floor. I don't know how many times we had guys on the floor tonight, and it was unbelievable to see that effort. And so I'm super proud of the way these guys played for at least 3 quarters tonight.
A 12-point loss on Eugene the other night. No, you didn't come up and talk. You talked with the team the other night, but Steve and I talked on the air. We know that there's another reality and universe out there where Osage gets a win in that one. And it just feels like Osage lost to a good team and really hasn't played a bad game this season.
We haven't, and I think everybody knows, if you're from this area, what Eugene has this year. I mean, if they don't win the Class 2 state championship, I think some people will be pretty surprised. And so I think going into it, we kind of in the locker room said, what do we have to lose? Nobody thinks we're going to beat these guys. We lost by 30 to them last year in this tournament, and I know we played them a couple times last year, and so we've got nothing to lose. Let's just see what happens. And in the locker room, we said, let's keep this game close at halftime and just see what happens. And we got into halftime with a 5-point deficit, and that's all we asked from them on Thursday night. And so super proud of our effort there. And I think we found out that we're a good team too. I think, all the talk was about Eugene, but we wanted to show people what type of team we were, and I think we showed that. We showed that on Thursday night, and we showed that tonight.
So Osage brings home the third-place trophy here tonight. How important was it to get that? How important was it to bring home a trophy this week?
It's massive. We tell you always want to win at least 2 games in every tournament you go into. If you go 2-1, if you go 3-0, then it's always a success in a tournament. And so getting a trophy and especially beating a really good team in St. Elizabeth is something that we're really proud of. And and more so the effort, the way we did it. We didn't do it just shooting the lights out of the ball or anything like that, or getting some fluky calls or anything. We played it. We won 2 of these games because of our defense, and we're kind of hanging our hat on that. And that's something Coach Henshaw and the rest of our staff have really pushed these guys. Is if we play solid defense, we can play with anybody. In our conference, I thought we saw, Southern Boone is going to be solid. Everybody in our conference is going to be solid. This may be the most level year we've had in basketball in the Tri-County Conference in quite a while, with a lot of teams being able to play and have some really good players. And so it's super exciting to see the growth. That's the fun thing, is we've seen growth from Centralia to tonight, offensively and defensively, and what type of team we can be. And only being 4 games in and being 3-1 is something that we're super proud of.
And Steve and I have talked on the air a couple times about it, where it's a little similar to the football team, where it's like these boys trust one another. And they trust one another to make the passes, make the shots. No one's trying to do too much. There is a trust between this rotation of 8 to 9 kids out there.
It is, and like we talked about, when you have 8 and 9 kids that can come in, like Lane Stokes tonight had played great for it. And all year, we've kind of played him a little bit more when Noah Northrup was out the first game of the year, and he's kind of stepped in and has accepted the role of being a guy coming off the bench, knocking shots down, but also his defense has been great, blocking people left and eyeing the ball, and getting some steals and rebounds too has been massive for us. But like we've said, a couple weeks ago, when you have Andrew Gruce coming off your bench at 6'4", as athletic and defensively and getting up and down the court, and Noah Northrup, who was an all-district player for us last year, he's coming off the bench for us. And so we've got guys on our bench that probably start for a lot of teams, in our area and in our conference. And like you said, we trust each other, but that comes with the hard work that they're putting in during the week at practice. And when it shows, like it did tonight on the court, the buy-in is just easy. It's easy to coach these guys, when they're bought into the system and they see the results that we're getting. And so the first 4 games have been really fun. They've been really fun to watch these guys play, and super excited about next week.
Well, Coach, congratulations on 3rd place tonight, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday in Columbia. That's Coach Baumstark joining us here. Again, School of the Osage picking up the win here tonight, 72-58 against St. Elizabeth. Steve, what do you have as far as point totals?
So leading scorer tonight, Dane DePay, leads us with 19 after that hot first quarter start. Blake Harrison, a little bit of a slow start, but he ends up with 16. Andrew Gruce with 12, Lane Stokes with 12. So again, that's 4 Osage Indians in double digits. Landon Childs follows with 6, Stacks along with 4, and Maverick Trusty with 3. And I'm just impressed by that, because really I'm looking at like a Jackson Long, a Maverick Trusty. Either one of them could definitely easily be in double digits on any given night. And you add that to the mix we already have there with 4 other Osage Indians scoring in double digits. That's an impressive night.
Mills & Sons Insurance MVP for tonight. Who you got, Steve?
Well, I always feel bad for kind of being drawn to the leading scorer, but I don't know how I could go against Dane DePay. Just kind of just broke the ice for us tonight. Really aggressive offense. But then sometimes those numbers that you're measuring defensive effort, that's harder to get those numbers for, especially as you're watching the game live. But I'm going to point his way.
I think DePay is going to have a chance to get a couple this year. I'm going to go with Lane Stokes tonight. Came in, big-time spark plug off the bench. Kind of led the bench for the Indians came in. We've seen Gruce do it this week, but Stokes stepping in, having a big game tonight. I like what I saw from him. He was really giving it in on both ends of the floor, and I think that was big and key for Osage in that first half. So I'm going to go with Stokes tonight. Really not a wrong answer, though, across the board. A lot of good stuff for the Indians. Our next broadcast will come to you live. It'll be a doubleheader on Wednesday at the Norm Stewart Classic. It'll be Osage against Dixon at 3 o'clock. That is an afternoon start time. And then the Osage Lady Indians taking on the Fox Warriors at Mizzou Arena. We'll have the call for you for both games on Wednesday, and we're going to get the MoSportsZone link up there as well, hopefully before today. School of the Osage brings home 3rd place against St. Elizabeth. Final score in that one is going to be 72-58 today. For Steve Adams and Maya back in the studio, I am Craig Allen. This has been a presentation of Cool 102.7.